fight we're talking about. Danny Garcia fighting Ivan Redkach on the main event of that Fox card with Benavidez and Yildirim at the Barclays Center. And this is perhaps one of the worst fights that I've seen in some time. This is definitely a return to the Rod Salka days, it feels like, in a way. Right, Gary? Or like at least Herrera, on that level.
It's Rod Salka bad.
Is it that bad?
Ivan Redkach, is he even a welterweight? He's not. I know he fought Devin at welterweight, but isn't he a lightweight?
I think so.
This fight is ridiculous. The fact that Devin Alexander, who I thought was pretty good at 140, got iced by this guy, says all you need to know about where Devin Alexander's career. And Devin's not that old, right? What's he, like 32?
He has miles. He has miles, though. He has miles, though, on him, for sure.
He does.
And Chase reminding us, Chase Athletics saying Farmer beat Evan Redkach years ago. This is... It makes no sense to me.
This was going to be Broner's come out of his 75th retirement fight, right? Redkach.
That was semi-acceptable because it was Broner. Like, we no longer have expectations for him.
Yeah.
Right? He's not a top 10 guy in any division.
Doesn't matter what weight Redkach is if someone's not going to punch you.
Exactly. With Danny, though, Danny just iced Granados in really impressive fashion. Not just. He did it in April a long time ago. Has done nothing the rest of the year. Obviously, was lined up for Earl Spence, but that fight got derailed because of Spence's car crash. And now, I think the thought process here is that he's supposed to take this quick tune-up and a quick turnaround and fight Pacquiao, who may not be available for a Mikey Garcia fight because Mikey's fighting Jesse Vargas. Gosh, I so don't care about anything I just said right there, to be honest.
Mike Oppinger quote tweeted Keith Idek's news on this and said Stephen Espinoza claimed 2020 would be different for Showtime Boxing. Not off to a good start.
It's not. Like, Benavidez Yildirim isn't a good fight even. And so there's not even that, like, great co-main event, but shitty main event factor. No, like, there's just a kind of a bad PBC on Fox card where Garcia should probably shine here against a guy that's significantly smaller than him and knock him out early. Benavidez should knock out Yildirim in impressive fashion. Let's be honest here. I don't get the matchmaking here for this card, other than trying to keep Danny Garcia warm and loose for a Pacquiao fight instead of having him be a full year off from the Granados fight. But other than that, it has no service. It has no value to anything in the sport other than keeping Danny Garcia ready for a Pacquiao fight if he wants
it. It's been a while. Like you said, it's been since April, since Garcia fought?
I think it's April. I can check.
I mean, you go back to that Porter fight, which was like September of 2017 or something like that. He's only fought once since then, so we just got to get him back in the ring. And I wish it was against... Why not have him fight Jamal James, right? Like, Jamal James has put together enough mediocre wins where he deserves a big fight. Give him Jamal James. Let's do that. Give him a guy who... And look, Redkach deserves a good fight, right? Like, Redkach deserves... He beat Devin, so give him Broner. Like, that's the fight he deserved. Or give him Granados at 140. Right? Give him a good fight.
Or Andre Berto. Somebody out there. But no, we get Danny Garcia matchup. And Danny Garcia should knock him out, again, within, 3 rounds, 4 rounds? They shouldn't be competitive at all.
It's not going to be. I don't know what he knocks him out. He'll knock him out for sure. And it won't be competitive.
Just in the chat saying are the phones open. Our number is down, but our Skype line is open. So if you want to Skype in, Mixed Combat Radio on Skype. PSK saying Danny versus Ugas. I mean, obviously, Ugas and Lipinets are the obvious names because they're both at 147. They're both within the top 15. But both guys are being lined up for other fights. We have Lipinets Abakadorov for the Wilder Fury undercard. We have Ugas versus Vesputin being ordered, and Ugas was seemingly wanting that fight on social media. I think not that those fights could have been sort of canned for Ugas to fight Danny or Lipinets to fight Danny, but I think they just went other directions, and there was no willingness to say, let's cancel that fight to make this fight better. They're just like, just put all these guys out there. Just make matchups. Again, there's no long-term real thinking here from any promoter in my mind, except for maybe a 6-month time window that they're thinking. That's it. There's no 2-year plan. There's no 1-year plan. There's no 3-year plan. There's no 5-year plan. There's nothing like that for promoters in terms of thinking. guys, thoughts on Garcia, Redkach, Rob?
No, it's just not really good, is it? It's
No, it is not good. And you know those Cherry Garcia memes? Those are going to be out in full force. The Cherry picking with, you know what I'm talking about.
obviously, as he's been out the ring a little while, so he's getting his customary comeback against someone that can't beat him. So I don't know. It's seems to be a regular pattern, right? So not looking forward to that. Just all these guys that PBC have got, this welterweight scene, you know, it's all right taking shots at Crawford for not fighting anybody. I know they're slowly maybe fighting each other, but over on PBC, but this isn't even really a welterweight, right?
Well, I mean, I'll say this. Obviously, you had like Thurman, Pacquiao fight people. You had Spence, I think, had a legitimate fight, obviously, with Porter last year. Danny just didn't. Crawford didn't. And you have two guys who are in the top 5 who had nothing years not fight each other. Why? Because of promotional network issues. Like, that is such bullshit. And there is a double standard. I know that was what you were alluding to, Rob. Like, there's like the whole, obviously, Crawford fighting this weekend. Everyone's shitting on the Crawford fight against Kavaliauskas because it's a shit fight. It should get criticism. It's not a good matchup. It does nothing for Crawford in a year that's done nothing for Crawford. Similar, Danny Garcia has done nothing this year. Why has there been no real movement for that fight to be made from either side? You know, both sides deserves a lot of blame here for neither guy really getting matched up well in 2019 when they could have.
Yeah, there's really no excuse. Like, Garcia's going to have options. He's going to have Pacquiao. He's going to have Spence. He's going to have options. Crawford needs, we talked about this, Crawford needs to get out of his comfort zone and start calling people out. And doing it on ESPN, doing it on First Take, doing it with Stephen A. Smith, and getting attention. Because he can get these fights, but he's got to, him and ESPN have to push for it publicly.
Yeah, they do. And it's just not happening. We're going to get shit fights till, God, I don't know, man. Because there doesn't seem to be any push from Danny's camp to make that fight. There seems to be no push from Crawford's side to make that fight. And overall, Crawford not to really make any of the fights with the PBC guys. And he, even like when we were talking about the LA Times interview with him, like he seems to be accepting that that's his lot in life in the welterweight division, that he's not going to get these fights. No, don't think that way. Go out there and call out Sean Porter. He will take the fight.
What if they move Ramirez up and put him in LA?
But they've
not into that?
I mean, it's fine.
It's not a legacy fight, but it's like the best they can do at this point. It would be the WBO, so he could get that fight whenever he wanted it, right? I mean, it's makeable.
Look. Is it better than Kavaliauskas? Yes. Is that your question? Is your question? Do I accept that matchup as a great fight at the welterweight division?
Okay with it?
No, not really. To be honest, like it could be a lot worse, but that's not a defense of really the matchup. I think Crawford was at 140. He dominated there. He went to 147, fought Jeff Horn, which was a smart fight to make. He beat Pacquiao and has done nothing since then. I want to see him fight welterweight guys, not junior welterweights moving up. I don't care to see that. You know, we
that he can't.
Stop. It's almost like, not to the same degree, but like if we get a Gervonta Davis, Leo Santa Cruz fight, or that gets criticism because it will. Gervonta fighting all those featherweights that moved up. How's that any different than Crawford fighting blown up junior welterweights? If that's his next route, because that seems to be his next route. Prograis, Ramirez, guys, Saucedo maybe. You know, guys that are moving up from 140 could be named for him. That's Gervonta Davis's route. I don't like that. That does nothing for me when there are unifications within the division that can be made that you guys are just not willing to play ball with the other kid in the sandbox.
I feel like I can be critical of Crawford because I've been his biggest supporter. I think Crawford's a unique talent. I think he's one of the best fighters I've seen with my own eyes. But he's got to do more to make these fights. Like, he can get these fights. He can get a Garcia fight. He could for sure get a Shawnee Porter fight. For sure. He called out Sean Porter. That fight's made in 5 minutes. He could get a Thurman fight probably if Thurman wants to fight again. He could get those fights. But he's got to be proactive in it, and he's not.
And his promoter and network have to be willing for him to play ball. And have to be willing to play ball at times. Whether that means sending him over, whether that means demanding certain guys come to their network, whether it means to try to make some sort of co-network deal, whatever it may be, you got to play ball here, man. Like, I tell my 5-year-old kid he has to, like, play nice with others and, like, make rules with others. Like, he can't make all the rules when he plays a game with someone, right? I teach my 5-year-old that. I shouldn't have to teach multi-billion-dollar companies, hey, you guys have to, like, work together to make more money. Like, they're all 60-plus-year-old white dudes. Like, you guys should know this. Let's be honest. ESPN execs, DAZN execs, Matchroom execs, Top Rank execs. Like, you guys know how to play ball and how to make big fights. Stop being little children, play together nice, and make the fights we all want. It's really easy. But anyways, any other thoughts, guys, on Danny Garcia, Ivan Redkach?